The room hummed, a sterile white box, illuminated by harsh fluorescent lights. No windows, no clocks, just the constant whir of machinery and the watchful eyes of scientists peering from behind the two-way mirror. Inside, a lone subject, Jonathan Blake, wired to machines, existing on the precipice of a scientific breakthrough, 30 days without sleep. The scientists, in their white coats, spoke of pushing boundaries, of unlocking the secrets of the human mind. They sought to understand the effects of prolonged sleep deprivation on cognitive function, on the very fabric of consciousness. Jonathan, lured by the promise of easy money and an insatiable curiosity, had willingly become their lab rat. He had begun with a bravado, a confident smirk playing on his lips. 30 days, he had thought, a small price to pay for being part of something groundbreaking. He imagined the sleepless nights wouldn't be so different from his late-night study sessions, fueled by coffee and willpower. He was wrong. The first few days were bearable, marked by a dull headache and a persistent fatigue that clung to him like a shroud. But as each hour bled into the next, the line between day and night blurred. The world outside the sterile walls faded into a distant memory, replaced by the relentless, echoing tick of the second hand on the wall clock. The fatigue deepened, seeping into his bones, a heavy weight that made even the simplest tasks feel Herculean. His thoughts, once sharp and focused, became sluggish, like flies trapped in honey. He struggled to concentrate, his mind wandering through a hazy labyrinth of half-formed thoughts and fragmented memories. The scientists, observing his every move, noted the changes. They documented his deteriorating motor skills, his slurred speech, the tremors that racked his body with increasing frequency. They recorded his hallucinations, fleeting shadows that danced at the edge of his vision, whispering voices that called his name from the sterile walls. The second week arrived like a hammer blow. Jonathan's grasp on reality slipped further. The hallucinations intensified, morphing into vivid nightmares that clung to him even when his eyes were open. The faces of loved ones, twisted into grotesque parodies, mocked him from the shadows. He became a prisoner in his own mind, tormented by paranoia and delusions. The scientists, once figures of authority, transformed into sinister captors, their every glance a threat. He railed against them, his voice hoarse from screaming, his words incoherent, driven mad by the relentless grip of sleeplessness. He scratched at his skin, trying to rid himself of the imaginary insects crawling beneath it. His laughter, once filled with joy, became a hollow, chilling sound that echoed through the observation room, sending shivers down the spines of even the most hardened researchers. They pulled him back from the abyss on the 30th day, a withered husk of the man who had entered the sleepless chamber. The experiment was over, but the ordeal had left an indelible mark on Jonathan's soul. He emerged from the sterile room, blinking against the light of day, his mind fragmented, his body a stranger to him. The world, once familiar, now seemed alien and hostile. He shied away from human contact, haunted by the ghosts of his sleep-deprived hallucinations. The whispers followed him home, echoing in the silence of his apartment, reminding him of the darkness that lurked within the human mind. The scientists, in their final report, hailed the experiment as a success. They spoke of the valuable data they had collected, the insights they had gained into the mysteries of the human brain. But for Jonathan, there was no triumph, only the hollow victory of having survived a month of madness, a month that had stolen a part of him he knew he would never recover.